Yeah, luckily though, Korea is falling back for the time being. So Mentalist might have a bit of time here to get back into the game. The double robotics facility, of course, means that he can catch up in this Colossus count. And if we look at the numbers, it's pretty even right now. The one glaring difference, though, is those extra Archons. And like you said, that's the wild card here in the Protoss versus Protoss. And it all comes down to the engagement, man. I can't believe it. Mentalist was in such a great position, but we've seen this a lot in Protoss versus Protoss, where one person just gets the better split, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, but he smaller, wow. And that's just how it goes, man. It's like roaches and fungals.
Yeah, I know exactly how you mean, and we'll have to see if they can engage in a better spot. Mentalist actually has a better concave this time around. No CoreaProS this time. Not exactly sure if this is what he wants to do. But, I mean, the Archons aren't even adding their DPS, they're adding it, but there's just too many Colossus from CoreaProS at this point. Laser Show, ladies and gentlemen, is arrived. The Zealots now trying to come in and add DPS, but, I mean, CoreaProS has just too many Colossus. Anything that pops out will die. Archons doing the exact tanking that Korea wanted. This is the Codex player that you guys have been waiting for. Mentalist completely overrun here, and it just shows you, despite, again, I told you, just despite the fact that he might have a better composition, it comes in the positioning when it comes to maxed army versus maxed army. Good game is called as Mentalist realizing he is in an unfavorable position. And CoreaProS takes a very, very convincing game number one, despite looking behind composition-wise for the majority of the game.
Yeah, man. Meanwhile, in that last stage of the game there, Mentalist, he was even further behind with his army because he actually sent out a proxy probe and warped in a bunch of Zealots that killed so many of Korea's probes. And that is why Korea actually ended up attacking, because he lost like 23 probes to those Zealots. And he was like, okay, time to attack. And Mentalist just didn't have enough to hold, which kind of makes me think, why would you do that, man? Why would you force your opponent to attack into you? You just lost your entire army. You need more time to rebuild. And Mentalist there, what can I say? It's like watching Jix versus Mentalist earlier, where he had him, but then he didn't.
Absolutely, absolutely. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And after watching that many lasers, I feel like we got to put up a little Dustin Pedroia interview. And as we do that, we're going to go into a quick commercial break. When we come back, guys, game number 2 between iSMentalist and CoreaProS.
David's fine. He's one of our teammates. I mean, yeah, it could have been me that got hit into a double play. I mean, it happens to everybody, man. He's had 60 at bats. I mean, a couple years ago, I had 60 at bats. I was hitting 170, and everyone was ready to kill me too. What happened?
MVP.
Laser show. So relax. I'm tired of looking at the Nesson poll. Why David's struggling? David's fine. He's one of our teammates. We believe in him. He came out of it last year. He's going to come out of it this year. Put that in your. I'm going to go online and vote. Nesson.com. Poppy's fine. Thanks for playing.
Still with me, buddy?
Yeah, I was just putting up a commercial. Oh, the commercial didn't run. It doesn't matter, but guys, we'll be right back, and we're getting ready to go. Good luck and have fun to both of our players, as the commercial is now initiating. But laser show. That's what we got going on for you.
Zion, zion.
Pew 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 pew.
Zion, zion.
Pew 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 pew. We should do a remix.
That's my blink sound.
Really? Blink's more like a whoop, like a whoop.
No. You got to listen to Blink, buddy.
That's what Blink sounds like. It's like, and that's what it sounds like when my heart drops to my stomach when I know Blink's targets in my base. Like, well, that's the sound of Blink, man.
So it's the associated sound to Blink.
No, it's the actual onomatopoeia of Blink.
No, it's definitely like.
No, it's more like a whoop.
No, man. You gotta listen to it carefully. We might see some here in this game, but of course, Mentalist here losing. He's picked Tal'Darim Alter. And do you think we're gonna see the same thing as he did against Axelov?
I have a very strong feeling this is Mentalist's ace in the hole. Of course, it is gimmicky, guys. No doubt about it. Or as Katu and all of his fellow, apartment mates would say, that's no doubt about it. And we're going to see maybe
No, it's
something.
no doot.
No doot about it.
Yeah.
No doot about
Come on, man. At least make fun of us properly. We deserve that, Brodarm.
And, you know, we're going to see something tricky out of Mentalist. If not, it might just even be a straight-up 4D here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a really strong build. My personal preference, as I do play random from time to time, is to go for just like the stalker play, where you essentially go for like a 3 into 5 into 8 stalker rush, and you just keep building stalkers, and you're basically doing like a 4-gate, except you're not failing at it. You're making it efficient instead of like stopping probe production and stopping even just gateway production, so that you can afford the gateways. You're just constantly producing out of your gateways, and I mean, it has to get more units out, just logically, right? So, yeah, we might see some of that here in this game, as your opponent just never has more stalkers than you, and you can just kite the zealots, focus the stalkers, and win the game.
Yeah. And, you know, someone asked, what did Mentalist do last game? He did exactly this. He put a pylon, and then he put a Twilight Council, and then he put a Dark Shrine. And the reason why you do this is because in Tellurium Altar, most players, if not every player, expects a 4-gate, just because between the main and natural you can see that there's no high ground advantage, and therefore, and it's also very wide. Therefore, defensive sentries is not an easy way, not an easy form of defense. And looks like Mentalist is going to chase down that probe and try to remove it from scouting. As a result, because it's harder to hold it, it's very easy for aggressors to enter the base and really just do some damage. And even if you're even on the unit counts, eventually they're going to have to back off. You can pick off a pylon or two, just slowly take advantages. And that's why people say on Tellurium Altar you had to 4-gate. But right now, I mean, Korea, he did scout the right way. That's a good thing for him. He's now, okay, he's like, there's nothing I see here. There's got to be something going on. But
exactly. The most important thing, man, is that the stalker for Mentalist isn't out yet, and the stalker for Korea has been out for a long time. It's been out for like a minute, it seems. And he's got to be thinking, like, okay, I'm missing something here. There's no way that stalker should be that late. And we see the probe here going up into the Zelnaga cavern area. Ooh, the probe of Mentalist there just barely out of vision right now. And he puts down a pylon. Now, this is something that Axlav did not do. He did not get aggressive here. And it looks like CoreaProS trying to go for that 2-gate aggression. And you know what? Mentalist is going to have next to nothing to hold this off. And the Dark Shrine is only about a third the way done. So a lot of this comes down to timing. How quickly is he going to hit?
yeah, and the problem is also that Mentalist does not have a forward pylon, so he actually can't counterattack that easily. The Dark Shrine is about 75% done. What will Mentalist do? He only has one gate! He only has one gate! Oh my goodness, CoreaProS.
No, he's got two other ones, man.
Yeah, but they're not done. So he has one gate back at home, and it's going to be unpowered here.
Well, all he needs to do is really just buy a bit of time, run his probes until his Dark Templars are out. He's going to be able to warp 2 Dark Templars in right now. And, oh no, why is he trying to engage with his probes? You want to make them run and then engage with your DTs. Meanwhile, he's got a pylon going down in the middle of the map. Is he going to... No, okay, there's the DT warp, and he's going to start doing some damage. But he should have just run his probes, man. Now DTs are going into his opponent's base. Just got warped in. And we see that Korea here puts down a forge. He's going to try to get out some cannons while that robotics facility here finishes. And look, see, Korea knows what's up, man. You run your probes.
Yeah.
Probes don't fight.
Yeah, man, probes are peace lovers. They're vegetarians of the Protoss army. They sit around, with their guitars and, you know, with their umbrellas and just sing songs. And, they work hard. You don't fight with them. Especially in PvP, you need that work account to stay high. But, oh man, Mentalist is not aware of that forge. Oh, he's spending all his time on that robotics facility. Meanwhile, CoreaProS, he should have put a cannon down in his mineral line if he did, but he can't afford it either. Oh, he can't afford it either. That is a very awkward spot.
We're going to see maybe a draw here. Now, the important thing is that Mentalist does still have one probe out on the map, and we see CoreaProS here is long-distance mining. He hasn't put down a forge a cannon just yet.
Oh,
he's got these 2 cannons going up by the pylon. So, basically, he's just going to force a kind of stalemate, where the DTs won't be able to engage into those cannons. And meanwhile, he's trying to focus down this this Nexus, because he knows if he can kill the Nexus, then he should be fine. He should be able to force this kind of play. But if he doesn't, then there's 50 minerals left for Mentalist. He's going to be able to get out a probe, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Mentalist does have 2 probes regardless, and that's why Korea microing as best as he can with an invisible force. This is like Luke Skywalker and the 4 Jedi training with that little laser thing, and he's just trying to really sense where that Dark Templar is. Of course, he's keeping track of the movements, and with that Nexus down, all buildings will be revealed. If anything, it's still in CoreaPro's favor. He does have Stalkers, which could hypothetically avoid the DTs if perfectly microed for a very long time. And with that being revealed, he should be able to camp his buildings and see the last of the buildings. At the same time, same goes for CoreaProS. As soon as that Nexus goes down, the cannons will be revealed. And looks like CoreaProS, I don't know, man. I feel like at this point, he sees every building. He's got to be able to go for something. He's going to start taking out these pylons, and he has to really have an advantage right now. The only person that can win right now is CoreaProS. At best, he can force a draw. Mentalist can force a draw, but
Mentalist didn't take out the forge, so these probes are coming back, and if he can get 150 minerals, I mean, there's no pylon down in the main either, so I don't know, man. No one can win this game. It is just over. Now we do see that Korea is trying to engage these pylons. The DTs here of Mentalist are going to go towards his opponent's base, and they're going to take out this Nexus. GG, game over.
Yeah, I mean, Mentalist... No, the whole idea is if Mentalist destroyed the Nexus, which he will, and he destroyed the buildings of... Sorry, if he destroyed the Stalkers, then he actually forces a draw, because he can't actually do anything. So, I mean, this is just such a unique situation. Mentalist is going to target on everything else. Probes don't have enough to make a Nexus, so CoreaProS is going to pick off where he could do. And now he's going to be revealed as well. Now, this is where CoreaProS is, quote-unquote, could force a draw. Korea is the one who could win, though. And I don't want to say anything. They're going to ask if it's a draw, but it's actually not. CoreaProS can still end it as long as he takes out the buildings. And his Stalkers are the wild card here. If they take out the rest, they could hypothetically... I mean, you see it, right? They can hypothetically take out the rest of the buildings as long as... You know, as long as he avoids the Dark Templars.
Yeah, and, well, most importantly is that 2 Dark Templars got morphed into an Archon. Like, I don't know why, but Mentalist morphed them into an Archon. So, I mean, Stalkers can kite an Archon and kill it. And now that means he only has 1 DT here killing his opponent's base. And CoreaProS says draw. And of course,
if you can message them, I guess, to tell them it's not a draw. One of them, or I don't know if you should message them either.
If they both call out draw, then do we make it a draw?
I feel like it should be a draw only if they agree. No, if everyone agrees. If all the admins who are watching and the people playing agree it's a draw. But I don't want to be like, hey man, it's not a draw, and then one person makes a stupid mistake and like CoreaProS ends up losing because he's like, oh man, it's not a draw.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. It's
I think they're thinking.
They're
thinking right now a lot about the situation right now. No doubt, they're like calculating all like, okay, what can I do? I mean, he says I've got a few buildings to go for, and I don't know, man. It's just such a unique situation. Everyone in everyone in the chat agrees it's not a draw, but I don't want to say anything and say it's not a draw, if you know what I mean.
I agree, because once you say that, then Korea might be like, oh my god, there must be a Nexus down or something, and then he might do something a little bit silly, which causes him to lose the game. Yeah. There's definitely no way that Mentalist could win from what I can tell. Now, these Stalkers are going to move out to take out the Dark Shrine. And, again, if he moves out and spots that Archon, he might be in for the treat of his life. And Mentalist says draw.
You know, I mean, we'll have to have the surrender option. I mean, that's another thing. We can actually see the surrender option come up, but
yeah.
It's not, as long as these buildings go down. I think CoreaProS is starting to sense, though, man, I can actually take out that building and nothing can happen to me. Meanwhile, Mentalist, I mean, he sees the cannons, but he can't actually do anything to him either. And that's so clever. Look, he even has